I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity, project I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will, got the dark matter token going up, I can tell. Hey, I can tell this is the start of something fresh. Shout out Hex Revision and on the Hex, yes. I confess, Hexicans don't stress, cause as a community we one up. So tell me, are you in, or tell me, are you out? Do you want to win, or do you chase the clout? What is this really about? The treasury and lottery. If you meant dark tokens, you can get a part of it. So how does it work? Let me explain. First you buy the dark token, now you're in the game. Then you mint the dark and get a fuel cell. That's an NFT, one that earns yield. As long as you have it, it feels like magic. But if you vaporize the NFT, that's tragic. So most think crypto is a game. Are you here for the fame or here to make a name? See, Hexicans reign, we create our own lane. I thought I told you, we the new financial gain. AGproject.io with the flow. And if you know what I know, then you know what I know. That's just how it go. Something like to support the team, the dream. Public service announcement, t.me/anti-gravity saga is the telegram. Tap in. It's for y'all. I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity, project I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will, got the dark matter token going up, I can tell.
Good morning, folks. And hey, kids. This is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studio in my mom's basement. Shut my closet door for a second. So embarrassing. How are you guys doing today? We got 4 days until the Journey 6 Blastoff. I've had some interesting things going on with the charts, both Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Pulse Chain. And I really like a tweet by Brandon Davis of Build a Tech that, what the charts look like on a daily. We can probably find it and go over that. Either way, I just want to jump in here and give you guys a few updates as to the art contest going on. We got Crypto Cat in here. Good morning. We also have Hex T Armstrong that's already tweeting about the art contest and asking people to join our community, the collective on X. So I really appreciate those things for both of them. We also have the finalists from the J6 art contest, who are Hex T Armstrong, Elizabeth Mack, Axiom Icon, and Hex Glenn are basically all going to be rewarded with both dark matter and with dark matter and with reward points for the collective. So they'll be ranking up in the collective and seeing their numbers go up that leaderboard, which is exciting. And yeah, like I said, there's only 4 days left to mint J6. There's an incredibly small amount of mints for J6. The Pink Miss Well has not minted. I believe Randy Holarski has minted. If he has, then he is basically sitting on, the majority of them right now. I hope you guys are enjoying your coffee or whatever it is, your Red Bulls that you start at the beginning of the day to get going. Let's see here. Let's just jump into the screen sharing real quick. I have shared this out on X and in our Telegram group, but I am going to share my screen. And we're going to go through my little boomer tabs here for a second. First place we want to go, of course, is X. So if you go to X, you go to communities, and then you go to the collective. Here's the collective. And as you can see, it looks like Hex T Beard. This one, right? Well, we'll show you below. But Hex T Beard is battling it out with Elizabeth Bull. I did get a comment down here where someone actually accidentally voted for the wrong Elizabeth Mack art, but that's okay. We'll figure that out if it gets that close. We've got this one right here. This is this is Hex T Beard. It's got the dark matter fuel cell and the anti-gravity logo on the bottom here on the side. It's got a nice J6 in the corner. So he's put some time and effort into this. I really appreciate that. It is goofy. It will probably be our first beam NFT if this one wins. But I absolutely love his passion, and he likes to have fun. We're making crypto fun again. He's also posted this in Randy Hilarski's No Permissions topics over there. Now here is Elizabeth Mack's bull right here. This is the incoming bull that we have been waiting so patiently and coping for the last 3 years, waiting for this bull right here to show up in the altcoin market. It's kind of poked its head into Bitcoin, and it's finally rearing its snout, I would say, into Ethereum. But this is the bull that we're hoping that just runs through our altcoins. Absolutely love that. In fact, I'm going to give these all like and a retweet right here. I know that it's not going to matter now because these votes, the votes up here in the poll. So if you guys come in here, vote in the poll. And then there's also these other two that are still in the running. You have this blue one from Elizabeth Mack, J6 Anti-Gravity, who's got the whale and the moon up there. Beautiful space. I like kind of like the texture of the pencil drawing feel that these both have to them. And then of course you've got this awesome video and music made by Axiom Icon. I absolutely love this one. I love it very, very much. I would love for that one to win, but we have had a couple other music videos win already. I dig this one a lot. I like the funk. I like the cool stuff that they put in the lyrics. So we'll go out on this one as well. So yeah, here's the one he put on the wrong Liz pick. Here's Smo Spider, Hex T, riding a dinosaur. Very fun stuff. Very fun stuff going on here in our community. Please join. We've only got like 50 members, 56. So we were stuck at 54 for a long time, then 55. Now we're at 56. So 56 and counting. Check this out. Come here and vote for this. We got 4 days left here. We got 4 days left to mint. Now let's run over to our favorite website in the world, agproject.io. And as you go to the main screen, if you just show up on the home screen of agproject.io, you're going to see this right here. You can you'll be connecting your wallet up here if it's not already connected. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'd have to sign into mine to get it to work today. So yeah, you sign into your wallet here. And again, I don't like OKX. I like that I can see stuff on it, but it doesn't work very good for minting and transactions. It's basically a skin for MetaMask, I think. And I'm not a fan of MetaMask either. So either way, if you see me using OKX, you're like, oh, maybe that's a good wallet. It's not. It's okay. It's just, like the name says, it's OKX. It's not great. It's not horrible. It works. Rabby is still the best wallet, even though they cut their support from Pulse Chain. Rabby wallet is the one that works the best for minting on behalf of the evil address and yourself. So anyways, check that out. Back to the home screen, though, you can see there's this big blue and purple clock right in the middle that's counting down to the phase that we're in. And right now at the top, you can see we're in journey 6. We're in the minting phase. We have 4 days left. Now, when this counts down to 4 days to zeros, it's going to move just like a regular clock, clockwise, to waiting for 11 days for lottery 1, 11 days for lottery 2, 11 days for lottery 3, and then we will start the entire process over again with journey 7. So that's cool. You have 3 things to click, 3 big banners here. Well, I don't know tiles. Let's call them giant tiles. You have 3 giant tiles. You got the Pink Misspell game right here, which is a DGen game that we set up. Looks like someone has 10 tickets for round 27 of that one. And then you got the minting, which, you click on here to mint your dark matter tokens into fuel cell NFTs. So our NFTs, there's 33 series or journeys of our NFTs, and you get you can right now we're on the 6th series that you can mint or print. I like to think of them more like prints of a baseball card or prints of a famous painting. They're all the same except for their serial number, of course. And but there's a limited number of each of them, and that limit has gone down dramatically. It's almost been cut in half. The NFTs have basically been, with the hacking of the evil address and the burning of those NFTs, which we'll see in just a second. The those NFTs have gotten more rare, and their cash value has gone up significantly in terms of dark matter. We'll get into that as well. But like I said, you come here, you can either buy dark matter off Pateus. You can find dark just by searching dark. They have our correct dark with the logo. They got the Dark Rock Insiders Trust Fund. That's not the one we want. We want the dark with our logo right here. And you can trade Pulse or anything on Pulse Chain for dark right now. Let's see, if you were to spend $145 a Pulse, you get about 26 dark and push the price up about 3% right now. Looks like dark is listed at about 524 right now, which is incredibly low. That's incredibly affordable right there. That's a hell of a price. So like I said, if you don't have dark, you can buy dark. If you do have dark, which some of you guys do, and you're hanging on to it, you might want to consider minting some of Journey 6 if you haven't already. So this is where you mint for the next 4 days and 3 hours. We'll go back to the main page and I'll show you guys what I was talking about with the fuel cell NFTs. Now, this is the interesting thing. If you over here to view my fuel cells, this will show you all of the fuel cells you have in each of the 6 journeys. It'll also show you how much dark each one of those has accumulated and will accumulate at the end of the next journey, which is in about 30. Let's see, if we're 4, so 33 plus 4. We're about 37 days into our till our next payout, till the end of Journey 6. And so, as you can see here, with this demo account, we have minted 3 Journey 1s, 1 Journey 2, 33 Journey 3s, 15 Journey 4s, 48 Journey 5s, and 18 Journey 6s with this wallet. And you can set it to the current price, the all-time high price, or you can do moon math and put whatever number you think fits here. I don't know, 10,000. That's an interesting number. I'll just throw that up there. But either way, it doesn't change the value of dark. So every Journey 1 NFT currently has half a dark accumulated or paid back to it. And then you see that at the projected after dark after Journey 6 over here in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th column over from the left, you can see that half of a dark goes up to almost 80% of a dark. That's going to be paid out in about 37 days. Journey 2 is at about 40% of a dark, and it's going up to about 57% of a dark, and on and on and on. And as you can see, this is the crazy thing, is Journey 3s are projected to have 40%, and so are Journey 5s. So Journey 5s actually get less of the yield from the treasury than Journey 3s and 4s. However, not many people minted on Journey 5, and even fewer people are minting on Journey 6 right now. So as you can see, Journey 5 got paid out a 10th of a dark right here on the last pay, on its very first payout, and Journey 6 is set to be paid out at 0.17. So it's already projected to have even more paid out on its first payout than Journey 5, even though the yield is lower. So the yield goes lower. The older pays better. You're always going to get more yield in Journey 1 and Journey 2, Journey 3 than 4, 5, and 6. And that's also part of the cool thing that makes these more rare. But the other insane thing is that the collective, and thanks to a lot of you guys contributing Pulse to the collective address, the collective has gone on a rampage and destroyed close, I want to say there were 650,000 tokens not that long ago. in Journey 1 and Journey 2, Journey 3, Journey 4. As you can see, about 350,000 of those have been destroyed and burnt and vaporized. So basically, the evil address that was taking a large amount from this treasury up here in the top bar that has, oh, look at this. It's got 333,932 dark in it right now. So this pays out at the end of every journey. And so a portion of this treasury is going to be paid out to Journey 1. A portion is going to be paid out in Journey 2, Journey 3. So every NFT gets paid at the end of every journey out of this treasury up here. And as you can see, the treasury itself has almost exactly a third of the entire supply in it right now. That's not counting the 100,000 that it's already paid out to the NFTs. So if you include the 100,000 that it's already paid out to the NFTs, you're looking at about 40% of the entire supply of the dark matter token in the treasury and in the NFTs. We'll get into that in just a second. But like I was saying, if you go down here, you can see exactly how many NFTs exist in Journey 1. There's 49,000, so just under 50,000 in Journey 1. There will never be any more. In fact, as people cash these out or vaporize them, there will be fewer if they want to unlock this dark that's locked inside of them. So there's about 50,000 in Journey 1. There used to be 116,000, by the way. And so quite a few of those have been nuked. And then in Journey 2, you got 61,000. There used to be 120,000. So that one's been cut in half as well. Journey 3 has 55,000. Journey 4 has 74,000. Journey 4 was our biggest user mint by far. And I know that some of this includes the mystery box, or all of these include some of the mystery box. However, the mystery box has been very benevolent, whereas the evil address has had a positive effect on the supply, but a negative effect on winning so many lotteries and taking so much money from the treasury. And so what we see here is in Journey 3 and 4, we still have about 4,500 evil address NFTs that have won the lottery that haven't been scraped yet. And you can't nuke a fuel cell until you scrape its lottery winnings. So right now they all have lottery winnings on the evil address right here. Interesting. And then in Journey 5, I mean, we had about, was it almost 68,000 NFTs in Journey 5. And like I said, if you look at Journey 5, it's already catching up to Journey 3 and 4. Okay, so it might even pass those in the future because we had 44, almost 44,000 NFTs nuked out of here. So yeah, there's about 2,000 on each of these of the evil addresses winnings, which are holding about 40 to 50,000, probably about 40,000 dark matter that are ready to be scraped in the future. And then so far in Journey 6, you have 41,853, which seems like a pretty good amount compared to Journey 5. But remember, about 40,000 of these, I think 38,000. Let me check real quick. Right here. Yeah, right here in Journey 6, the evil address minted 39,585. So yeah, just about 40,000 of those, 40,000 of these are the evil addresses. So if you nuke somewhere close to 40,000, that leaves you with 1,853. Now, granted, like I said, the Pink Mist Well has not minted, Firewell has not minted, the mystery box is not minted yet. So we still have 4 days to see how many more people join this. But as of right now, you've got about 2,000 people, about 2,000 people or 2,000 NFTs that you're competing with for Journey 6. So I'm sure that'll go. I'm sure that the mystery box is going to step in there. I think most of these are Randy's if he's minted already. So There will definitely be some more mints in the next 4 days. However, if this pattern continues from the collective hacking the evil addresses, fuel cells, and vaporizing them, this could very, very easily be the smallest mint so far, Journey 6. And we do expect these to go down every journey because, first of all, the evil address is set to mint less every day. Like here, let's go to the mint schedule. So if you look at this mint schedule over here, I know it might be hard to see, but it starts at 67,000 on journey 1. And on journey 33, or the last chance to mint, it's only minting 2,000 down in 35. So it's sitting on, it's sitting on like 35%. Is that right? Let's see here. The evil address is sitting on, about 35%. So 35% of the supply is still in the hands of the evil address, and it's scheduled according to this schedule. It follows the schedule right here of minting. And so, it's already got all of the Journey 6 minted, the 40,000. And in Journey 7, it's going to mint 35,000, then 32,000, then 28,000, then 25, 23, 21, and so on. And so, there's 35% of this whole supply that is scheduled to be pumped into the treasury and the lottery. Now, like I said, whether or not these also succumb to the collective and it wipes these out, which would be some interesting game theory to say the least, then you've got 35% more of the supply going into the lottery, going into the treasury, and then possibly not coming back out to the evil address. So this is going to be, these are expected to go down, and there's fewer and fewer dark matter tokens available outside of the ecosystem. So when we started this project, there was 11% of the token not in the hands of the mystery box and the evil address. So the mystery box and evil address were sitting on 89%, and then 11% were given out to minters and miners and people in the early days, the wish well that we had. So basically, people that helped us bootstrap this this website and the code and everything like that, they were all rewarded with about 11% of those tokens. And right now, even though we have a couple mystery wells, we have three. Well, we have the pink mist well, and then we have 2 other mystery wells here in the top 10. So still, I mean, technically it's not in the hands of the smart contracts up top. But if you look at these top 10, we have 97.5% off the market. So we went from 11% to 2.5% in 6 journeys. So in the next few journeys, as things heat up with the altcoin season and things heat up on Pulse Chain and with Hex and our whole ecosystem, that 2% should be going down as people mint or not. If they don't mint, they're not going to be able to receive the lottery payouts or the treasury payouts. But as you can see, we've got a third of the whole supply in the treasury. We have 10% of the supply already paid out to the NFTs. So that's 40% right there, right? Sorry, that's 44% right there. And you have 35% more going into it. So that puts us at about 70% of the entire supply going into the treasury and lottery, not counting what the mystery box mints into these. So you basically have that 97% minus the whales that is destined to go through the treasury and the lottery for the most part. And it's going to end up inside these fuel cells. So the people that minted the fuel cells could end up with more than one dark. The people that are hanging on to their dark, they still have their dark, which is great. If the price approves and they just want to sell the token, take profits, I totally encourage that. That's what we're here for. But if you guys buy these NFTs and the price, the cash value of these NFTs goes bananas one day, you can go to a site like Mintra or Pulse Market app, and you can sell your piggy bank without breaking it open. You can sell your pinata without breaking it open. You see what I'm saying? So you can actually take profits without hurting the rest of your bags of the NFTs and the dark matter token. And, let's not forget, after these 33 chances to mint, any tokens that are sitting in a wallet not being used, any dry powder, I guess is what you would call it, is going to be destroyed forever. So there's a smart contract called the Rapture, and the Rapture is going to go through and destroy all of the dark matter that's not being used in the game, that's not in the lottery, the treasury, that's not being used in liquidity. If you provide liquidity, you will survive the Rapture. But if you don't put it in, at least in liquidity, or you mint it, and like I said, I think we'll see a lot of people just minting last minute, trying to not only receive because just to avoid the Rapture, but also a chance to win like a final big payout in the lottery. So yeah, remember this token is the only token I know that's going to zero in circulating supply. So all of these will be used. Every dark matter token that exists. See, there's less than 1 million tokens, right? 700 of them, over 700 of them, have been burnt by being sent to the smart contract address, or they're locked in the lottery and cannot be scraped. So yeah, granted, that's not enough to factor into our percentage of 97.5%, but it's something. It goes to show you when you there's 50 addresses on a page here on Pulse Scan, right? Pulse Chain Scan. If you go to the bottom of the second page, so the top 100 addresses, once you get down to the top 100 addresses, you're down to 19 or 20 dark in the first 2 pages out of like 37. Almost all of these pages have 2 dark and 2 of J1 fuel cells, J1 NFTs from the airdrop. So it says holders, it says 1,646 holders. That's really deceptive because well over 1,000 of those are the airdrop recipients. So these are people, that may or may not come back for their tokens. And so there's a lot fewer holders, like real holders of this token. And that's what I think makes this community the most badass, awesome community in crypto, hands down. You guys are loyal and you guys are passionate. And, I know the last, since we've launched, it's been continued death and destruction in the charts. We'll go over that. But the truth is you guys are hanging on to these. You guys, when people say diamond hands, the fact that people are minting these, because I remember when you mint, you're taking your one dark matter token and you're receiving a lottery ticket and an empty piggy bank in return. You're trading your one dark for a lottery ticket and an empty piggy bank. And over time, that piggy bank's going to fill up. And if you're lucky, you'll win the lottery, which is, icing on top of the cake. But the truth is, you're putting your faith in the long-term of the project. You're believing long-term in the project versus short-term. Short-term, if you buy dark, then you believe in dark. If you don't believe in short-term or long-term, you don't have any dark. And very few, I think there's a lot more people that don't have dark than do. I mean, as you can see, there's like 100 with a significant amount of dark. And when I say significant, I mean enough to like mint 20 fuel cells, right? So there's really not, and I'm sure those addresses, some of the people own more than one address, which is pretty common in crypto. So there's probably less than 100 people, probably closer to 70 or 80, maybe 50 that have a significant amount of dark matter. You don't have enough dark matter. You don't have enough fuel cells. Because remember, these get more rare over time. There's never more of these, and they're always collecting dark. They're like eternal T-shares. If you guys are into Hex and you got those sweet T-shares, the thing about a T-share, I love T-shares. I'm a big fan of T-shares at Hex. But they do have expiration dates on them. every T-share has an expiration date. So when it's done, you got to buy back in. Well, we reverse engineered that and just said, hey, these older NFTs are always going to be more rare and accumulate more depending on game theory. Like I said, it's flipping the game with fewer people minting and the evil address being wiped out or taken off the map. It's insane. That's insane. So this game could get really fun and crazy here. I've been blabbering for a long time on my first 2 tabs. Ahoy, mates. Good morning. Good morning, Hexty. Good day, everyone. Dat awesome. Yes, that's very awesome, Condor. Inky Tenzen's in the house. I like this. I really like your simple Paisley pattern profile pic. Paisley pattern profile pic. Say that 10 times fast. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure there weren't any questions or comments right here. But like I said, let's go back in. I've only made it to the second tab of like 18 tabs. So let me try to be a little more brief. But this is interesting. Journey 6 is at 12%. The biggest piece of the pie right now is Journey 4. Journey 4, you're competing with the most people for your yield. And right now, Journey 5, you are competing for the fewest people for your yield. So you're getting better paid out comparatively of what's being paid out from the treasury. All right. I could spend all day just talking about the website, and I probably will at this point. But let's jump over to the lottery tab. So you got minting, fuel cells, lottery tab. You can get to them here, and you can also get to them on the main page. But check this out. You go to the lottery page. You have 41,000 fuel cells. You have over 8,000 dark in the jackpot right now. As people continue to mint, the jackpot will go up, and so will the fuel cells. So usually you have about a 1 in 21 chance or 1 in 20 chance of winning this lottery right here, or each fuel cell has a 1 in 20 chance of winning one of these drawings. And the drawings get bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes up. The first one's like 1 1/4, then 3 3/4 dark, and then 7 1/2 dark, unless we go over here to the evil address, and we may see this button right here, this top button that says coming soon. Roll and scrape over to the next jackpot. This was a mystery at first, and we unveiled it in Journey 2, and the jackpots got crazy because the evil address had won so many dark in the lotteries. And basically this button, if it goes live, allows you to distill the evil address's lottery winnings and roll them into the next jackpot. And when they do that, this column right here under lottery that says evil bonus, this one starts filling up. And this evil bonus could be twice the regular jackpot. So you could actually triple all of these payouts if this button goes live right here. Now, what would make that button go live? Well, I'll tell you what, if people continue to have very, very low mints in the fuel cells, and there's just not a lot of people to compete with, I can see the evil address turning on this button, not just the collective. The collective was the first, our team was the first to hack this button and make it live to take it from the evil address. But if the evil address is the number one person sitting on all those fuel cells, then it doesn't really matter if this button gets turned on, because the evil address is going to win most of those back. So think about that, guys. Like, you might be up for a huge payout if you mint when very few other people are minting. And then, of course, the treasury page real quick. Yeah, 109,000 dark have been paid out and there are currently 308,000 active fuel cells. But this number could go up and could go down as fuel cells are minted and vaporized. And it shows I've got 118 fuel cells here. If you go to vaporize, this is where you tap out of the game. This is where you lose the game of chicken. This is where you lose the marshmallow test, especially at today's prices. This is ridiculous. But here's where you could put in your fuel cells. You could approve it. You could vaporize them, and then get the dark out of them that's accumulated. Some of these don't have any dark though. For instance, if I'm going to take 10 here, I'm going to go to recent, the first ones, and I'm going to click view selected fuel cells. And here's 10 J6s that have not, haven't been paid anything. So if I were to nuke these J6s right now, I would get absolutely nothing. I would just be shooting myself in the foot, so to speak, right there. Now, if we went back and we did 10 of the max, and then I view those selected fuel cells, I've got these right here. So I'd get half a dark from these 3. I would get almost 40% of dark from that one. I would get 20% out of these J3s right here. So basically I would take all these right here if I nuked them, and all of this dark would show back up in my wallet. And, maybe there's a time and place for that. I don't ever see one being for that. If the higher the price goes, the more people are going to want to do this. But the higher the price goes, the more people, the alpha move, the winning move, is to sell it to somebody who wants to let it continue to fill up with candy, fill up with money, right? On here. So anyways, I digress. That is the website, our favorite website on earth. Let's check out the BTC supply. There's about 20 million Bitcoins right now, and there's about 2,000, 20, is it 20,000? Let's see, what's 2 point? I keep forgetting the math on this. Okay, so what's 2.5% times a million? Okay, so there's 25,000, we'll call it circulating supply outside of the hands of the outside the hands of the whales and the smart contracts and mystery box. There's about 25,000. So there's about 20 million Bitcoin, which I know some of these aren't circulated either because of, Satoshi and things like that. But the truth is, there's the total supply of Bitcoin is about 20 million. The total supply of dark matter is 1 million. So we're 20 times more rare than Bitcoin off of that metric alone. I don't really know what the liquid supply of Bitcoin is right now, but our liquid supply, or the supply that people are more likely to dump, is about 25,000. And so I would say that we're orders of magnitude more rare than Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has had a great run. It's looking good finally today, and it has survived the longest. It's still the god token. It's still king of the cryptos right now. But unfortunately, it went from being in the hand of a bunch of freedom-loving nerds and anarchists into the hands of some pretty thuggish dudes that are not great for the world and the money supply. That I would say their motives are not great. A lot of the big banks, institutions, and governments that are buying up Bitcoin, I mean, we're glad that the economic energy is going into crypto. It's just not great to have those guys, have that energy in their hands. So that's what the supply. Let's check on the price today of Bitcoin. We'll throw up the 1 year. And it looks like we're still sitting up at 118. So it's perched up here at a new all-time high. We'll see if it continues its run, or if it comes back down and goes to sleep here in the 110, 90 to 110. Well, this is 100 to 100. Yeah, about 100 to 110 range right here is the previous range. And then Ethereum, somebody call the press. Ethereum is finally waking up. And Ethereum's really the token that we actually want that all our eyes are on in Pulse Chain, because we know that a lot of the SAC address funds have been put into Ethereum. Not at about 3,700 is when that money was put in there, and we're on our way back up to 3,700. We were all the way back up at $4,000 in December. And then, things went disgustingly bad for a while. And you can see this. You can see Hart's Law. You can see Hart's Law reflected here on Pulse Chain. You don't see this reflected on Pulse Chain though. And I think we're going to have to get back up to 3,700 before Hart's Law really helps us in the positive with this. But I'm hoping, a lot of people are hoping for $10,000 Ethereum this run. I mean, we're really hoping for $250,000 of Bitcoin, but I don't know if that's going to happen. It's been a weird, weird market and a weird world stage going on. And so, yeah, we're definitely keeping an eye on here because usually Ethereum. So let's see, Ethereum, let's go back to the 5-year. And Ethereum peaked in November of 2021. Interesting, right? So Ethereum peaked in November of 2021, and Hex peaked in October of 2022. Right here. So look at this. So wow. So almost a year later, it took us almost a year for this Ethereum money to flow into into Hex when it was on Ethereum. Now, granted, Pulse Chain didn't exist back then. So this is going to be really interesting to see how this, because it flowed into Hex on Ethereum. So it went from the same network to the altcoins right here. A year as this money went out, it went into the altcoins. And now I know that Ethereum is also considered an altcoin, but I'm guessing, I guess what I'm saying is the alter of the alter coins, the most altist of the altcoins, the altistic coins. That's where it went. Now that's about a year. So we're all watching Ethereum here to see if it goes up to, hopefully, like I said, 10K or more. And as it goes down from whatever peak it hits next, that's when we are really looking into taking profits and seeing Hex go up to I believe Hex could very easily hit $1 on the next run, but again, this is maybe a 4 or 5 year cycle. So from October 22, you're looking at October 2026, right? So if this peak right here was in November of 21 and you add 4 years, which I know it gets longer every time, but it's been getting longer every time, that would put us at November of 2025, which would be this fall. So this fall, we could very easily see this thing rise up, let's see, from this bottom right here, this was December and this was November. So really, this took about a year for Ethereum to go from sub 1,000 to 4,600. Yeah. So it took about a year to do that, and it took about a year to come down. So this is a much longer spike than what we see on Bitcoin. Let's see, on Bitcoin, you're looking at, here's the low. The low was September 2024. The first peak was in December 24. So yeah, let's see here. Yeah, September 24 to December 24, like 3 months right there. And then it took December 24 till April 25. So a little over a year to hit bottom. And now you see it's gone up and up, and we'll see if it continues to go up from here, which I think it's got at least 150K in it, maybe 160K in it. 250K, a quarter mil Bitcoin would be the sign that this is the super cycle. This is the big boy that, like, for it to get that many more X's would take so much economic energy. It'd be insane. But remember, guys, money's not real. It's what we believe it is, and the government gets to make as much pretend money as it wants. So they could just simply print a few trillion and buy up all of the crypto. That's That's not beyond, not outside of their playbook. So yeah, so we might see a few trillion more go into Bitcoin, but again, the inflation on that would be insane. A trillion ain't what it used to be, folks. And in the future, it's going to mean even less. Just like if back in, I remember I was talking to my dad, and he was doing something for extra cash back in the 70s, 1975. He was going out and he was getting paid $10 for this gig, and then $15, 10 to $15 for this gig. And I thought to myself, and I was looking at a similar gig right now that pays about $70 or $100. And the funny thing is, he could buy more in 1975 with $10 than I can buy today with $100. So, like I said, $10 ain't what it used to be. $100 ain't what it. I mean, shoot, do you guys remember if you had $10, you used to go to Taco Bell or a fast food joint, and you used to get pretty full on $10. Now, like each item on most of the fast food places is $10. So, yeah. So $10, the money just ain't what it just loses worth incredibly over time, as we know. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here, but I'm just kind of looking at this timing. From clear down here to here was about a year, and then it was about another year till we hit our peak in crypto. So if we're here, right here, we could very well see our sunshine in July of 2027. If it follows the same pattern, Hex could peak somewhere in the summer of 2027. Now, don't get me wrong, it's got a long way to go to get there, and there'll be a lot of people selling on the way up to whatever that peak is. But let's just say that the cycle is starting to repeat that we've been waiting for since October 2022. In fact, let's see. So October 2022, this October is going to be 25. So it'll be about 3 years into the cycle, which kind of makes sense why the prices of Hex and Pulse Chain are so low. But at the same thing, anyways, let's check out dark matter token. You would not think that this is going to be the most scarce token on Earth by this chart. But again, this is Hart's Law with Ethereum and with Pulse going down pretty hard, pretty fast recently, and all the way up to April. We had a nice spike up here in April, like a nice bounce, but it proved to be a dead cat bounce, and we came back down to a lower low. And so right now, this is oh my gosh, we have what, 4 more days? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this bull's got to be a lot smaller. There we go. So there's the bull. There's the bull right there. It's not doing bull action right now for sure. This is Nostradamus chart seems to work really well to the downside, but only a few times has it worked to the upside. 3 times out of 6, it's worked to the upside. Well, maybe 4-ish. 4-ish? Nope, not 4-ish. 3. So 3 out of 6 bulls have been correct. 3 have been wrong. Every bear has basically been right. Just because we're definitely in a down market right now. But we'll see what happens, and then we'll be putting our 3 little bears out here. We'll be putting our next 3 little bears, which line up with our 3 lotteries. Our bears are lotteries because that's the chance people have to dump their lottery winnings. If you get a bunch of lottery winnings, you want to go dump them, and that could definitely hurt price. Unless you use something like OX Bistro right here, where you can list all sorts of tokens. People are selling some ST3, some no perm, YEP token, Top Hat, SQL are all being sold right here. If you sell them here, this is peer-to-peer over the counter. And you can go in here and buy chunks of these orders. You can buy the whole order if you want. And it doesn't affect the price chart like the other ones do. It won't show up here as a sell, even though you're selling and taking profit, because it's not hitting the market. That is, of course, if there's a good arbitrage opportunity, someone may come on here and dump on the market. But with liquidity being as low as it is right now, that is not really, that's probably not going to happen. You'd really be, pushing the price against yourself, buying and selling anywhere other than 0x Bistro right here. Which, by the way, is if you guys are looking to get a hold of some dark right now, DM me. I might need, I might know of people putting some money up on OX Bistro or other things. So if you guys are looking to pick up some very, very cheap dark right now, I would, hit me up. Hit me up. I might I might know an avenue or two, especially if you're one of our homies from day one. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw that out there. But yeah, Zero X Bistro is the place to buy and sell Pulse. You're gonna get the best price here. You're gonna both buying and selling, and I just think it's a great platform. Very, very cool. Let's check out our the rest of the charts today. It looks like they're mostly red right here. We're mostly red today with a little bit of green in Pink Miss Well. Pink Miss Well has a little uptick. You can get 1 million Pink Miss Well for $117. And if you have not minted in the next 4 days, you might want to get a hold of some Pink Miss Well at these prices, because you can trade your Pink Miss Well for some NFTs after the minting is over. Like, it doesn't mint new NFTs, but it's a way to get some of those limited supply of NFTs through the Pink Miss Well token. So that's part of our fun over here. Let's see, Dark and Pulse. Again, we're down to $5.23. It used to look great when you put it against Pulse. It's still not bad when you put it against Pulse. It's just not as pretty as it used to be, especially when it was like hitting this level of resistance and it looked like it was going to rocket. Yeah. This is looks like a little slide down. So we will see where the floor is against Pulse and against the dollar as well. In fact, we might have hit a floor. We'll see. Actuator token by Actuator.finance. The best thing you can do with your liquid hex is go get some liquid T shares there. This one is also finding a bottom right now. And let's see here. Dark and Hope We Don't Play That pair's got 10 grand of liquidity, which is a lot more than it used to have. It's a lot more than most of the other pairs. It's less than it used to have. It used to have like 18K liquidity, but it also on a little bounce right there. I'm betting that is exactly what we'll see with the Homie Don't Play That. We got a little bounce on Homie Don't Play That. It's down at about 1.50. Hex is still at half a penny. This whole range. I mean, we went up and touched 007 here. But it's basically been just chilling. It's so many chances to buy half penny hex or below half penny hex. This is something you might want to remember 4 or 5 years from now when you're looking to buy back into hex. And just remember that how much of this it gave back, like how much of its price it gave back from 50 cents. Here we go. From 50 cents up here. This is the all-time high. Down to here, and it's kind of climbing back now, although it's breaking below there. So I might have to adjust this bar on the bottom. But look at all this clear sky right here. So whatever high it hits in the future, remember that it gave basically everything back. I mean, yes, we're probably missing an O, but yeah, I wouldn't stress about buying back in and FOMOing back in the first time that hex drops 80% after its next all-time high. I might hang on to my powder and my couch cushion change for a much lower low next time, because Richard Hart has said he likes playing these games. He loves shaking people out. I disagree in shaking the people you care about, especially babies. You don't want to shake babies, but and there's only so much shaking you can take before people just give up and they just leave. And I mean, sure, he's like, I think he's wanting to quote unquote shake them out. But the truth is, there's been a lot of cool people here that have supported him for 5-7 years. And the shaking it's not for the faint of heart. It takes a special kind of masochist to stick around for the shaking, and we definitely see some shaking going on here. And I'm assuming it's Richard. I don't think there's any whales that are like waiting till now to capitulate, for the most part. I think basically he's just adding pressure to those that are ready to sell at 10 cents, 20 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, you know. Oh, wait, no, that was 2 cents. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, 10 cents. So up in this range, up in here, between 10 cents and 50 cents, there's going to be, I think actually, first time it hits 10 cents, a ton of people are going to just take their profits and walk. Then more all the way up to 50. 50 is going to be a big number because it's the previous high. A lot of people are going to sell at 50. I don't know. I think he's just trying to sell people, get people out now and somewhere in this range before he pushes it up to maybe $1 or $2, maybe more, but definitely $1. And remember, that might not just be on the Pulse side. That could be on the Pulse and Ethereum side combined, that it equals $1 or so. So, I mean, you never know. You never know how tight and how low the supply is on both chains. I'm sure a lot of people will be keeping their eye on that. And there'll be a lot of Hex YouTubers and Hexicans on Twitter talking about those supplies and those ratios. Because there's the E hex and the P hex ratio. And right now, P hex is down to 001. Right? Yeah, 001. It's being pushed clear down to a tenth of a penny. So these are hopefully the bottoms and the best prices you're going to get. But remember this in 4 years. If you can, be like an elephant, hang on to this memory. Remember these times, remember these prices. And, remember this 50 cents right here that happened about two and a half years ago, in about 2 summers, we could very easily be looking at something pretty fun. Anyways, that's the hex chart. Let's check the Pulse chart. There's a Pulse chart. It's got $1.96 million in liquidity. It's pretty insane. It was up to tens or 20, like 40, 50 million at some point. $634,000 of volume. And it is bouncing. This is a higher high than this, but it's not a higher high than this. That's a higher low than this. So, yeah, Pulse Chain is just grinding along. Pulse X, did I do the Pulse X? Where's Pulse X? Pulse X, where are you at? I don't have the Pulse X chart on here. That's really weird. Let's do the Pulse X chart, because the Pulse X chart is that's where the energy is. The Pulse X chart, it looks like the same. It's a very similar pattern here, but it is not a similar pattern when you price it against Pulse. So when you price it against Pulse, it has been doing really good against Pulse. Like it is, the economic energy is going from Pulse into Pulse X right now, and has been since it's been going into Pulse X since September of 23. Jeez, guys, almost 2 years ago. It's just been sucking up all of the economic energy out of Pulse. So if you want to sit in something, if you're thinking about sitting, whether you're sitting in Pulse or Pulse X, just remember that chart right there. Bananas. Oh, and let's add this to it says add to watch list. Yeah, I do want to add it. Is it here? I don't know. Maybe I just removed it from my watch list. What the hell is going on? Either way, yeah, Pulse X. Definitely want to check that out. Let's go up here to the YEP token. Shout out to Bright Light. It's doing its thing right here. It's made a nice bounce off its bottom right there, and it is making higher lows, which means something. It's doing a really good job with his liquidity and supply. Hats off to Bright Light. He's a killer. Dark and Hex has $1,000 of liquidity here. This at one point was $500,000 of liquidity thanks to the Pink Miss Whale. And, unfortunately, there just came to a point where we had to pull. We're just like, everyone with liquidity was like, why am I Why am I suffering a permanent loss on two fronts? This is crazy. And so the liquidity is super thin, and we're sitting at about 520, so about $5 30 cents there. The dark and no permissions. Wow, that one's sitting at 5K of liquidity. It's at 550. Let's see here. Nope and Solid X. It's got the same bounce that you'll see here. Solid X has got the same, well, kind of the same bounce. It's kind of ranging right now. Magic Carburetor up 4% today. What is going on? Nice bounce right here on Magic Carburetor. 10K of liquidity. That's not bad in this market at all. 10K liquidity. Jeez. The print and ink token. Let's look at this bad boy. Again, we got our champagne bottle up, champagne bottle down, and then looking for a new floor. Proof of no work. It's just grinding. It's just chewing up. I mean, again, $4,000 of liquidity, but again, if people managing their liquidity and supply really well, like Proof of No Work Dev, they're doing pretty good, and they're really preserving some of that economic energy right now. So shout out to them for sure. Carpe Diem, the first pension on blockchain is also continuing to climb upwards, climb out of this low. Shout out to those guys. Oh, and here's that Pulse X at the bottom. So I did have that. Good job. Good job. Coin Market League, go here every single day and vote for your favorite tokens. We've got Hex on here at 14. We've got Carpe Diem at 16. We've got Dark at 21. And we have Hocus Pocus at 32. So go click vote and share this on Twitter if you can. These guys are really good at reposting and engaging, retweeting, and helping the algorithms. These guys are pretty cool. Actuator token, like I said, this is the best place to put your liquid T-shares. We put in about $60 of staked Hex and liquid Hex, and it's about $70 now, and it has paid us about 37, that way, maybe more. Do we get another 5,000? I feel like it was 37,000 yesterday. Maybe it was. Maybe we're at 37.5. So 37,000 actuator tokens have been paid out. And if we want to know what our yield is or what that's worth in dollars, we go to Hocus Pocus. Go to hocuspocus.finance. Go to Farming Wizard. Here's where you can see all of your Home We Don't Play That farms. And here's where we can also see our actuator farm. So we've earned about $7.65 of actuator at today's prices, just for farming and just providing that liquidity. Not bad. Not bad at all. If you guys are new here, check out squirrels.pro. Our buddy Red Squirrel is building some and cooking some very, very interesting stuff here. Sentinel, Squirrels, Trinity, Nuts. And he has made AG Project a partner and a friend. And that is a huge honor coming from someone as talented and passionate as Red Squirrel. So check out some of his projects he's got going on for sure. Also, if you guys are flush with cash right now, make sure you check out the No Permissions conference. I'm sure you can just search No Permissions conference, or you can go to their Telegram right here. Let's see, here's our general Telegram. You can go into No Permissions Telegram and go to the No Permissions conference here, and they've got a sale going on through the rest of the month where you're saving about $150 off the VIP tickets. So if you guys are sitting on some cash and you guys want to plan a really cool vacation and go to a cool conference in Panama, you can save $150 right now. Shout out to Randy and Annabelle Hilarski, two of the coolest people I know in crypto. Yeah, check that out as well. Okay, that was a lot. We went through a whole lot of this stuff. Let me stop sharing here. I'll share in just 1 second, and we will go back to that video by Axion Icon. I absolutely love that video from Axion Icon. We're going to play out with that one. In the meantime, we had some people come in and enjoy my ramblings. Yeah, he says, well, thank you, man. I'm just thankful. You bet. Condor. AJ Rip City Cats, morning, my dude. Have a great day, peeps. Nice updates, sir. Thank you very much. Like I said, I'm just showing you guys the game. I'm literally. So here's the deal. Everything's rigged. The stock market's rigged. Real estate's rigged. The banks, the governments, military and industrial complexes rigged. Everything's rigged. Taxes are rigged. Everything's rigged. Crypto's rigged. Bitcoin's rigged. Ethereum's rigged. Pulse chain is rigged. Hex is rigged. The difference between some of those other things that people do for money and try to play those game theories out in is that everyone's cards are facing inward and you're really playing against a casino. The casino never loses. The difference between those things and Hex and Dark is that Richard used to play with a couple of his cards facing the other direction. He used to give us hints. He used to give us winks. And that's why a lot of us listened to so many of the hours of his podcasts or streams back in the day. His streams were invaluable. And in Dark Matter, we play with all of our cards facing out. We're sitting at the table. We're telling you how to be the house, how to be the casino. We're giving you a lot of information on which NFTs are going to be the most valuable in the future and the most rare. And right now, I'm telling you that Journey 5, the people that were here and minted for Journey 5, I think are in an excellent position. And Journey 6 is looking like it's going to be even better than 5. So that's the update. You bet. And thank you, AJ Rip City Cuts. He is the first, the winner of J5's fuel cell. The fuel cell that you see animated on the front of the screen is the NFT of J5 that he won. So congratulations there. Okay. Remember to vote for Hex T. Beard is a Chad moves. My favorite, I mean, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate Hexy Armstrong's, and it's going good. And I like the vibe and the fun, the energy that he's bringing. And if it wins, it wins. It'll be one of the most interesting NFTs in the whole series. However, and I love Elizabeth Machado. I love Elizabeth Mack's art. It's beautiful. There's a certain not vibe or feeling. There's a certain quality to it that is very, very thought out. Right. So I love those. And my favorite Axiom icon that I'm going to leave you guys with today, I love the sound of like, it sounds like an old Wu-Tang track with ODB. It's got a funny picture animation of me, who doesn't love that, and a good beat. And it's got some really cool animation. So, but it is in last place right now. If you guys would all go on there and vote for that, it'd make me very happy. But the fact that you're on there voting makes my heart warm. I love it. And so, yeah, Hexy also says breakfast with Pulse Ray has a nice ring to it. Thank you very much. Will there be breakfast burritos? I am a big fan of breakfast burritos. Anytime you can wrap a breakfast in a tortilla and eat it, beautiful. Well, it's just coffee and half this morning. Heavy cream usually, but this morning it's half and half. That's what breakfast is. Hello, Max and crew. Wash them out. Seller's gonna sell. Let them sell low. They don't believe in crypto. Axe. I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I was there with you. I remember Bitfinesse. I remember, Hexologist. I remember Johnny Chaos. I remember Brissology. I remember the Captain RG3. I remember it all. 2 years before, people are like, I'm a day one Hexkin. I'm a day one OG. We are day negative 700. We were there 2 years before Hex launch. We were there for the computational fluid dynamics token. We were there for Bitcoin Hex, and then we were there for Hex. We've been here. I'm with you. I know that you got to earn your stripes. I know that this is like Navy SEAL training in crypto. Like crypto can wreck you and age you. Hex and pulse chain is like that squared, cubed, exponentially more. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Huh. Saying that, like I said, I do believe that. However, when there's only one person left, then bring on the marketing. Yeah, bring on the market. Marketing would be great. Marketing doesn't really, like, the best market is green candles. Best marketing is green candles. So until that money flows into Ethereum, and then it flows from Ethereum into Hex and Pulse Chain, that's the time that marketing is going to work really well, because it'll go along with the green candles. Maybe the marketing will give us a pump now, but yeah, I totally agree. We might as well check TFC while we're doing charts. That's what selling via LP does. All right, let's check out TFC. Let's pull that up here. I'll share my. Well, I'm going to go through these, then I'll do TFC, and then I'll do my outsies. We'll check out yes. Remember, the like button doesn't hit back, so beat it up. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, Bitfinesse is one of the people in crypto, in Hex, I feel the very closest to, that I've never met in real life. He's been grinding and working and building his empire instead of hanging out at Hex conferences. So yeah, big shout out to Bitfinesse. I look forward today to shake your hand and talk trucking with you. Okay, so that's it. That's through the comments. Let me share my screen again and the audio, and we will check out TFC, which is, I believe, the something. It's on Squirrels right here. It's one of his friends, the Fitzgerald Company. The Fitzgerald Company. Let's look up TFC here on Gecko Terminal. The Fitzgerald Company right here. Do you always want to go against Pulse? Yeah, this is the one. We'll go against Pulse. So you've got about $235,000 of liquidity, and yeah, it's just screaming right now. I'm not sure how many. Market cap's 12 mil, so that means that if the price is a penny, 1.2 pennies, and it's 1.2 mil, is this a Pump.Tires creation where it has $1 billion? That would make sense. So let's say there's about a supply of about $1 billion going up. Fitzgerald Company. I don't know who's behind this, or how many holders are. Let's take a look at this. Let's just go to TFC right here. We're going to copy the TFC address. We're going to go to Pulse Chain Scan. Click on here. Click on here. And then let's put it in here. Let's paste it in here. There we go. Fitzgerald Company. There's 469 holders right now. And it looks like someone owns 3 addresses. Like there are not 3 people holding a third of this supply. There's not 3 dudes in a room colluding. There's one dude with 3 addresses, and that 3 addresses holds. I would even bet they're this one right here. I mean, if you look at all these top ones right here, these people got in early. They have about 12 million, 9 million, about 1% of the supply. Here's the liquidity providing contract. So it all depends. You would have to get inside the brain of this guy right here, who owns 30.21 plus 29.62 plus 29.51. Yeah. So this guy right here that owns about 90% of the token, and maybe he owns some of these other ones as well. He also owns the 1% down here in liquidity, most likely. Or actually, no, wait a minute. wait a minute. If this was a pump.tires token, then you would have the locked liquidity in here, which is probably why this liquidity is locked at 10% or 1%. Anyways, that might be why this liquidity is not coming out. This is locked. Let me know in the comments. But either way, like I said, if you could get inside this dude's head, the dude that owns 90% of it, then you could know whether or not you trust him long term or what your entries and exits are in this token. The chart's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous in log. I mean, started out at basically dust. Now it's up to a penny. That's very interesting. And like I said, you can graduate a token all on your own from pump.tires like this person probably did, and end up with 80% of the supply, 10% in the liquidity, 10% are going to be eaten up by bots. And then you can just take another pile. So for about 10 grand, or maybe even less right now because the price of Pulse is low, you can graduate a token and then take 100 or 200 grand on the side and start buying up that other 10% that the bots have and other people have. And you can paint a beautiful, beautiful picture. I mean, obviously we didn't have the funds and didn't go in the same way with the Pink Miss Well token, but yeah, you can definitely do this, and that is not a bad amount of liquidity to sell into. But you can see where they hit a level with the bots and people started buying it and selling it here. Interesting concept, interesting project for sure. There actually are several people holding a large chunk of the supply. Nope. They're founders of the company that this token represents. What company is the Fitzgerald company? What does the Fitzgerald company do? And if they're all held by the company, then that's the one entity. I'm saying I'm not shitting on them. I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm just saying, do you 100% trust the company and the founders? And like I said, we used to be able to crawl inside of Richard Hart's brain, and it's been difficult this last year because I was caught completely unaware when Pump.tires came out, when most came out. I was not ready for that. I would have been ready for that had he been streaming and talking about stuff like that. But like I said, it's just, I don't know. Hex T is coming in with a really nice thing here. You matter. You are of immeasurable worth. Yeah, remember, guys, you matter. What you do matters. Thank you, Bit Finesse. Condor says they build homes in southern Arizona. Okay. Now, I mean, obviously, they might be trying to connect the token to real world assets. Not sure, but that's very interesting. And when you tell me they build homes, I have a very good idea of who some of these founders might be, just off the top of my head. They're a big fan of Richard Hart, learning from him just like we all did. That's good. That's good. Like I said, if I were close friends with these founders, if I was, could talk to them on a daily basis and see where their head was, I would, I'd be more likely to jump in there. But the chart's great. I mean, congratulations to anyone that caught that. I'm guessing you might be one of those people in the top 10. Anyways, I'm just saying, like, Bit Finesse is a smart cat. He's a smart cat. So I'm just giving some perspective. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you guys with this banger that has 2% of the vote, which I think is one. Only 41 people have voted here, guys. And yeah, so I'm guessing there's like one vote on these two and then a few up here. But let's jump into this music video. I love you guys. I will catch you tomorrow. I got some grinding of my own to do, and I'm gonna be out there grinding and sharing the love and just building up Hexco in my own small little way. I love you guys. You guys are really, really one of the coolest parts of this trip around the sun. I love you guys. So I'll talk to you later. Ciao. Oh, wait, that's not what I want to push. I want to push this and then rewind it.
Corners. Because Fuel cells ready. Dark levels critical. This ain't a game, it's a quantum jump. Don't sleep on this launch. The evil address is active. The missions are encrypted and the pink mist whale is serving. Men fast scan the chain and lock your coordinates. Because J6 ain't waiting, and neither is the jackpot.
I'm drifting to dark matter, no tether, fuel cell burns, full pressure. Most gotta be thick can't pressure. Most gotta be thick can't pressure. Anti-gravity, project dark matter. Journey against the evil address. Anti-gravity, project dark matter. Most gotta be thick can't pressure.
Fuel cells ready. Dark levels critical. This ain't a game, it's a quantum jump. Don't sleep on this launch. The evil address is active. The missions are encrypted and the pink mist whale is serving.
I'm drifting to dark matter, no tether, fuel cell burns, full pressure. Most gotta be thick can't pressure. Most gotta be thick can't pressure. Anti-gravity, project dark matter. Journey against the evil address. Anti-gravity, project dark matter. Most gotta be thick can't pressure. It's J6, you don't got enough dark, you don't got enough fuel cells to barely make a spark. Dark matter mission, stop the evil address, coordinate the strike, eliminate the access. Hack this, mainframe's clear, big bits swell, don't get caught in the crosshairs there. Sight down to the very last digit, the lottery, who wins it better scoop up your tickets. Quantum flash, one trip can hit, fuel cell warm and the countdown lit. Straight burn cell, it's your mission. Scan the frequency with pulse rate vision. Fuel cells ready. Dog levels critical. This ain't the game, it's the quantum jump. Don't sleep on this launch. The evil address is active. The missions are encrypted, and the big mist wave is circling. Mix fast, stand and chain, and lock your coordinates. It's a J6 and queen, and neither is a jackpot.